Okay, it's 10 p.m. So let's start. Let me start the recording. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me formally welcome you to this program, Politics Hour, the platform where politics meets the people. I'm your host, Kevin Jacob. On this show today, we'll be engaging with Nigeria's future leaders, delving into their visions, their policies, their plans for the country, from governance to economy, from security to social welfare. We'll be exploring the critical issues that shape our nation's progress. And tonight, we're going to be having an exciting personality, a political aspirant who will share his insights and aspirations with us. Let's dive into the conversations that matter and uncover the leadership that Nigeria needs to thrive. Leadership, the right leadership that Nigeria needs to thrive. Let's get started. Our guest today is Honorable BIDEMI Olalekon AKINWOMIJU. I hope I got that right. From Ileoluji Okigbo local government, and is vying for a seat in the House of Representatives in the year 2027, upcoming 2027 elections in the Ileoluji Okigbo Odigbo constituency. He's also a former candidate of the House of Assembly, Ileoluji Okigbo constituency under Labour Party in the last 2023 general elections. Honorable BIDEMI AKINWOMIJU, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you, my comrade, and I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to once again meet with people who have the best interests of this country at heart.
All right, you're welcome. Please, just tell us quickly, can you share a big background about yourself and what inspired you to go into politics?
Well, I am Honorable BIDEMI AKINWOMIJU. I am from Ondo State. My primary school, Federal Government College Staff School, Odogbolu in Ogun State. Federal Government College Staff School, Ogbomoso in Oyo State. My father being a teacher anyway with the Federal Civil Service, so we moved around a lot. So from there I went to Federal Government College, Ogbomoso. From there, Federal Government College, Itoani. Then I proceeded to the Nigerian Baptist Theological Seminary, Ogbomoso. And I stayed in, though I've been to Warri, there was a time I was in the north. So I mingled with so many people, interacted with so many people while growing up. And one of the things that made me to vie into politics was basically, I saw that Nigeria is becoming a sorry state. Because in those days, we have Fulanis that will come, especially when I was in Ogbomoso, that will come, we'll give them clothes, they will give us fura, we interacted with these people. But along the line, I think that should be early in the year 2000, you will discover that the political space was becoming corrupt. And what is the hope of the next generation? When we look at what was happening, especially when you look at it from 2021, even between 2009, when Boko Haram started, when you look at it, when you follow that trend, you will discover that we started losing it. Then I now sat down to look at it that if we want to change this thing, we cannot just stay outside and be talking. We have to join these people. And luckily for us, well, Jonathan came. We were hoping for a better Nigeria until the government was hijacked. And not only that, I started following Peter Obi 2017 when I had one of his interviews It's not even an interview, it was a talk where he was talking about his Kellogg College lecture, the last lecture he had with the professor before the professor retired. Then I sat down to look at it that there is hope for this nation. If this man can be telling us that to change the narrative in Nigeria, join politics. And luckily for us, we were hoping for a change. 2022, when BIDEMI movement started, I was part of the people that started the movement. Then we were directed to go to join Labour Party in our state, which I did. I joined Labour Party. Luckily, again, I got the ticket to contest. Then from there, I discovered three things. I discovered that the Nigeria we thought was, because already the nation has been polarized. Now we were thinking this thing cannot go beyond this. Nigerians, we don't love ourselves. But that was when I was taken aback. I discovered that in the movement, we have Igbos, we have Hausas, we have Yorubas. Okay. So it was actually not the followers that are the problem, but few people that want the power by all means. They were the ones that are trying to create division. If you look into any organizations today that constitute, if you look at that organization very well, I'm talking about the youth of Nigeria, you will discover that you will see Yorubas, Igbos, Hausa, and other tribes. You will see that they have these, you know, but only the leaders, few leaders out of very, very few, 0.0000%, 1% are the ones that are putting disunity in the mind of these youths. But when you look deep down, you will discover that we love ourselves and we love this nation.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable BIDEMI. Sorry, I had a little outage with my network. I think I'm back. So let's go to our second question. This is a straightforward question I normally ask people. Why do you want to represent your constituency in the House of Speakers?
Well, my reason is,
what inspired you? Why do you want to represent?
What inspired me is I discovered that the people that have been representing us over the years have been representing themselves. They have not been putting the people's interests in the forefront. I am not against anybody having an ambition to run for any post, but the aim of running for a particular post is the interest of the people must be paramount. These people that decided to stay under the sun to put you in that office did not put you there to be giving them 5,000. They put you there to represent their interest. I read a book written by Barack Obama, who said something that was, I read the book 2009. He said he was a representative then. He was in the House of Rep, I think. Then he said he had to leave his office and go for a book launch of one of the constituents. That is, one of the members of his constituency was launching a book, and Barack Obama had to be there. How many of our representatives today will leave their office and go for a wedding ceremony of their constituent? Meaning that the interest of the people should be number one. Then the next thing is, what are we going to do? I took my time to go through the 7th and the 8th house. You will listen to what these people were saying. I'm talking about the time of Yaradua and the time of Jonathan. You will see people representing the interests of I'm talking about the representative now, represent the interests of the people. They will come and be talking about house rent, talking about school fees of tertiary institution. But what are we having today? So that is one of the reasons why I say if we can have somebody, a youth that will represent the interest of the people, then let us go for it. Enough of people going there, taking the allowances and pocketing it, and at the end of the day, when they come for Christmas, people will go to their houses to collect 5,000, 3,000, not knowing that the constituency allowance is meant to take care of the constituency and the constituents.
All right. All right, thank you for that. Let's look at your personality. What values and principles does Honorable BIDEMI, what values and principles do you stand for as a politician and also as a group member that you're bringing on board?
Well, I believe in truth, I believe in unity, and I believe in what we know as, though unity may be in diversity anyway, but I believe in integrity, people being truthful, because I don't like being lied to, and I don't lie to people. So, and I believe in fairness, equity, fairness, unity, integrity. These are my beliefs, and these are my values, and these are my own personality. Most of the people that I've interacted with, if you meet with them, they will tell you, I will always stand for what is right, even when it is not favoring me. This is right, this is what is fair, and this is what equity is all about. And I think that is what, as a young Nigerian, that was how we were brought up. Because when we follow the trend in the 80s, we were made to believe that do not steal, do not lie. Everywhere you are, stand for justice and fairness. But along the line, recently, I don't think that is, but that is my core value, and that is what I believe.
All right, thanks for that. Before vying for local office is like it's like going for a job. You are like not just asking the people to pick you, but you want to pitch yourself to them. Like you going for a job, want them to employ you. So I would like to ask, there must be some level of experience. So this leads me to my next question. How has your last leadership experience prepared you for this role in terms of leadership?
Well, when I was in school, the last school I went to was a Baptist Theological Seminary, a pastor school, and I was a PRO. Then before we graduated, because we used to have a student, this SUG thing, I was the Seleco chairman. That is the Seleco, that is the seminary elective committee for picking the next president. So I was the chairman, just like Yakubu, but the only thing we did not. So I was there as the chairman, and that was 2016, 2017 session, the people that came after us. And my record is still there. If you go to the Nigeria Baptist Theological Seminary today and ask about Pastor BIDEMI AKINWOMIJU, they will tell you the best election held so far. And that election was still the benchmark, and that is what they are using till today. What we laid down was what they are using. Then aside that, I pastored 2 churches before I left. I was in I think Idioro Baptist Church, Ogbomoso, 2012 to 2016. Then Zion Baptist Church, 2017 to 2019, as the pastor of the church. Then that is for religious affair. Now, in politics, I joined the Obedient movement. I was the strategic planning director for the POSN here in Ondo State. From there, I moved to Wardate as the secretary of Wardate in Akure South local government. Then from there, I moved to Ileoluji, and I was the coordinator for POSN in Ileoluji. I was the youth coordinator for that same Labour Party Ileoluji before I contested for the House of Assembly. Then during all this, my time, I interacted with so many people, and I've been able to ascertained and made sure that unity, truthfulness, and fairness in all of these places I have been. And I make sure that there is nobody you will meet with. If you can get any one of them and you ask them, they are going to tell you that in fairness, I will tell you, this is what we want, this is where we are going. Even when things started going wrong after the election, I mean the presidential election, and we have to go to the Labour Party secretariat in Akure, I have to tell the chairman that this thing that we are doing is wrong. The same thing I told the chairman, I told the senatorial chairman of my own constituency, because we have 3 geopolitical zones: the south, the north, and the central. So the person for the south, I told him to his face, this thing that you are doing is wrong. Because one thing I know is that we are not talking about today. We are talking about after we have left, which is posterity, supposed to speak after us. So what we are doing now is actually not for ourselves, but for people that will come after us. And if we refuse to do what is right now, it's still going to haunt us. So it is better we take our time, do what is right once and for all.
Yeah, that sounds like you'll be very, very active community-wise and leadership-wise so far. Okay, what differentiates you from other candidates contesting for this position? You know, there are other people who are also going to contest with you. So, and can you tell us about that?
Well, the difference we are going to make is, one, we are youths, and you know, as a youth, let me just chip in this: as a Nigerian youth, there is one thing Nigerian youth believe: never tell a Nigerian youth that something cannot be done.
Yeah.
If you tell a Nigerian youth that you want to do this, he will not mind. But once you tell a Nigerian youth that this thing cannot be done, they will try to make it happen. So, and that is one of the things we are bringing to the table. What people are trying to say is that when you if you get to any office, do as they do. But what we want to do is that we, Nigerian youth, we are tired of traveling out of this country and seeing other countries work, and our own country is not working. We have everything it takes to make Nigeria work. Those of us that have been outside this country, none of us will come back and want to vote this present government into power again, because we can see there is stable light. A friend of my wife's friend, sometimes ago, called all the way from Canada and said that they bought 50 gig of data, and they have not been able to finish 1 gig. Now, for me to be online, I just have to sub another 1 month data that is going to finish in the next 2 hours. So there are so many things we need to change, and we cannot change it sitting at home. We can change it when we get to this place. You can change it when you get to House of Rep. You can change when you get to the Senate. Now, because other countries that are working, it is the youth that are making things to work. So the difference we are going to make is going there. Already, we've been around. During my time of campaigning, during the last election, I had the opportunity to meet with grassroots people at the grassroots. And I can tell you, I didn't want to be crying in their presence. There are places I go to that I shed tears. These are places where money is. My state is Ondo State. We deal with cash crops, mainly cocoa. Now, the places where this cocoa are being transported to the town for processing, when you get there, one, the place is not motorable. 2, no good water, no good road, no lights. And there are money meant for this project. I got to a place, I have to do the video of the bridge. The bridge has been constructed, but the bridge, an Okada cannot pass through the bridge. So the difference between us is, we are the youth. We are the one that queued for fuel. We are the one that queued at the ATM. We are still the same one that couldn't get money at the ATM, that we have to go to the POS and get money. We are the ones that are passing through this. So we are the ones that know how our people are feeling.
All right.
You cannot go and bring somebody from US to come and contest for House of Rep. unless the person has the heart of the people in his heart. He's not buying fuel at 1,200 naira. Even if he's going to buy, he's not going to queue at the filling station. But we are the one that will be under the sun. We will be the one that the police will harass because we are using iPhone. So these are the things we are planning to change. That when we get to this place, these are things we want to do. These are things we want to feel governance.
All right, okay. I think that's all right. I think that will lead us to our next step, which is let's look at understanding your constituency needs. Let's look at your constituency. You are vying for House of Representative seat under the Ileoluji constituency. Yeah. What are the biggest challenges facing your constituency, and how do you plan to address them? What can you tell us?
Our challenges, let me just say, they are just 5. One, we having most of our youth, they are unemployed.
Your voice went down a bit. Can you speak louder, or did you reduce the volume or something? Your voice went down.
Yeah, most of our youth are unemployed.
Better.
One, why are they unemployed? Not that they don't have certificates, but the challenge is that the jobs are not forthcoming. Now, how can we reduce this unemployment? It is by engaging them. The only time our youth in my constituency have been engaged is joining politics. And what do? They carry ballot paper, ballot box. In the last election, we witnessed that when youth will go and snatch ballot box. But what we want to do is, how are we going to engage this? So that number one challenge is this issue of unemployment. And our main we are farmers, but we deal in cash crops, mainly cocoa. We have cocoa plantations, then we have palm tree. We are into palm oil and all that. Now, cocoa only sell in between October, November, December. That is annual crop. So what are they going to be doing from now till that time? So these are one of the challenges. Number two is, even if these people say they want to go into farming, where is the money to get the implements? Okay, let us assume they get the money. The road to get to their farm, the road is bad. So these are the areas where we want to come in.
Right.
Then the number three is, everybody cannot go into farming. We want to bring people into tech, ICT. So these are areas, these are the challenges we are facing. And the only challenge now we are having with our government is, our government is not actually going into all this. All they will do is give them this 20,000 naira, which 20,000 naira cannot even buy one bag of rice. And the 20,000 naira is not even coming every month. It only comes anytime the politician is around. And he will only give to his party, not everybody. So these are the challenges we are facing. Then our women who go to the market, prices are just skyrocketing daily. So these are the challenges we are facing.
The focus is going to be on mainly farming and tech. All right. Yes. So let's go to the next question, which make us become more specific. Now, there are a lot of people in your constituency, in the towns, who have not representative at the government level. So how will you ensure that the voices and the concerns of your constituents are represented at the National Assembly? How will you make sure that the voices and concerns get to the National Assembly through you?
Well, what we plan to do is, our constituency, we have 500 polling units. We are planning to have each polling unit will have a representative, because we are going to have an office. When elected, we are going to have an office where these people will be able to report to the legislative aid, because normally there is a provision for a legislative aid in each of these polling units. This legislative aid will report to the SLA, which is the senior legislative aid, which will be at the ward level. So these are the reports that will be brought to us. And we have an office in Ileoluji, Okegbo, Odigbo, so that people can meet with us. Weekly, we are going to be having reports weekly, and we'll be able to come down and see what is happening in each ward. Local government, we go from local government to the ward, from the ward to the polling unit, because that is actually where we start from. So we will come and know what is happening, and these are the things that we are going to be presenting at the National Assembly. So it's not going to be that somebody will just sit in Abuja, and we'll be able to meet with our people. And our plan is that every month we'll be able to come and do a town hall meeting, where it's going to be a family meeting where everybody will come, talk about what they are passing through. Then we'll be able to talk about give them a progress report, get the report from them, then give them report for what we have been doing for the past 1 month. Then we'll be able to know, interact with them, and know what next to do. Because actually we are representing the people. So we have to put their interests as number one. Even number one, number two, number three should be there about their interest.
All right. I believe as someone who's on fire wants to represent your people, I would believe that you want to hit the ground running once you get to the let's say you win and you get to the House of Representatives. So, what specific policies, what specific bills do you intend to propose almost immediately that will benefit your constituency once you get into the National Assembly?
Well, one of the bills we are going to push is this bill, Not Too Young to Run, because in my area, our belief is that for people who join politics, you have to be a retiree or something like that before you can join politics. That is number one. Number two, it is this domestic violence. It is becoming unbecoming. Not only men beating their wives, we see women beating men. Is becoming rampant. Then we want to make sure that every child go to school. Every child. It must be this is one of the challenges we're having in Nigeria. We discovered that out of school children are more than children in school. So every child must have education. Every child must be able to access basic health. So these are bills we are going to pass. Then another thing affecting, though actually it's not only my constituency, this one is affecting, the issue of MTN, Glo, Airtel, this data issue. This one is general. It's affecting us generally. It's not only in my constituency. Now, look at the estimated bill till today. What we are paying as consumers of electricity in my area is cutthroat. Let me tell you for free that for the past 3 years, Ileoluji have not had stable light.
Wow.
We don't have a transformer that is working. Now, a transformer was given to us by an individual. Till as I'm talking to you, we have not been able to fix the transformer. So look at the issue of light. Electricity is a big problem in our area. Even in the south, in the whole Ondo South, we are having, for the past 15 years now, we have not been having light. Now look at our roads. Now Ondo Ore to Akure supposed to have been dual light. Now what is happening that this road has not been dual light? See, as I'm talking to you, is still under review. And this contract has been given now when Obasanjo was president, not even in the second term, first term, in his first tenure. And as we are speaking to you, if anybody if you are going to Lagos from Ore, if you are coming, especially you are coming from Akure, it is when you get to Ore. But anything after Ore, if you pass Ore, if you are not going straight to Benin, if you pass Akure, if you want to go through Akure to Benin, you will discover the road is just a single lane. No dual carriageway, nothing. So these are things that we are supposed to put in place. What about okay, go to Ileoluji? These are federal roads. What about Ileoluji to Ore? Even to Ondo, the one between Itaila to Ondo, that junction, or even that from Itaila to Ipetumo. These roads are supposed to be dual carriage. So these are things that will make transportation easy. It will ease the pain of our people. This is where the cocoa is coming from. This is where the palm oil is coming from. So these are things we are supposed to, that should be paramount. So when we talk about infrastructure, these are the issues we're having.
All right. So one of the yardsticks of knowing how far a rep member has fared is how much investment they draw to their community. How will you, as the House of Rep?
The network is failing, so I have to put it on speaker. Sorry.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I said, how will you attract government investment to your constituency?
Well, actually, one of the sweet things about my constituency is we have Ore. And Ore is the most, let me say, one of the busiest. And that alone can bring a lot of development to my constituency. So we are looking at how we are going to liaise with the federal government. Then our people in diaspora, we have a lot of people in diaspora that really want to come and invest in Nigeria. The challenges, let me say, one, insecurity, which the governor is trying to do that through Amotekun and other paramilitary. Then, if we can solve the issue of electricity, or a loan can absorb nothing less than 5 million occupants. I'm talking about people that will be staying there. So, or a loan can bring a lot of development to my constituency. I am happy to be part of Ore. So that is what we want to use, because we are planning to our waste to wealth. We are looking at having this wood processing, because we have Ajebandele where we have a lot of, if you are conversant with Ondo State, you discover we have a lot of woods, a lot of trees, different kind, from mahogany to teak, and this can be found majorly in Ore, Ajebandele. Then we have Araromi Obu, where we have our rubber plantation. So these are areas, all these I mentioned are in my constituency. And this can bring a lot of development and can attract investors. So what we are trying to do is look for ways to bring investors in and collaborate with federal government to help us to advertise these places by blowing it up. And with this seaport, this Agbabu seaport that is about to, very soon is going to start, is going to attract a lot of investment. And there is none of this that will come to Ondo State that you will not pass through Ore. There is no how you get to Ondo State that you will not get through Ore. So Ore is the gateway to the world. So we want to make Ore actually the hub in the southwest.
Right, nice ambition. I believe that really impacted us, because Ore has been an issue for a long time. So unemployment, poverty, youth restiveness are as only only issues in the society. I know you talked a little about that, but I want to be more specific on your strategies as a rep member, the strategies on how exactly you are going to tackle unemployment. You know, there are a lot of unemployed kids in the constituency, poverty, and youth recipients. Okay, how are you going to tackle this in your constituency?
Well, we are doing what we are planning to do is the number one thing, like I said, we are farmers. One of the challenges we're having is that even some of our cocoa trees are older than us. So because some of the cocoa trees they are 250 years old, and we want to move from cash crops to crops that can grow within 3 or 6 months that people can sell, so that people will not wait till December to get money. And we are planning to bring the youth into agri. So we have this agribusiness idea that we want to bring. That means we have lands in Ore, we have in Ajebandele, we have in Ileoluji, we have in Okego, where we want to bring 100 youths. And we are planning 2,000 youths within 4 years. That is 500 every year that we are going to equip. If they want to go into livestock farming, go into crop farming, but the crop is not going to be cocoa this time. It's going to be tomatoes, it's going to be pepper, and this maize. We're going to introduce that, and we are going to release grants to them. If grants cannot be enough, we will make sure that they can get loan, which is either, if we cannot get single digit, if possible, we make it no interest loan for them to go into farming. Then we'll provide tractors, provide equipment. Then we are planning that if we have a waste to wealth company, we can convert the waste to manure that we will give them. Instead of just giving them any chemical, we can easily, by doing that, we are creating jobs at the same time. Because when they bring this waste, some people will convert it to manure and all that. That is creating job again. Then these farmers, young people, will introduce them into the farming by themselves. After 6 months, they themselves will bring in their own people. One person can bring 4 or 5 people. So if we have 100, each person bring in 5 to join him, because by the time you start planting may not be that hard. 2, 3 people can plant. But by the time you start harvesting, you will need somebody, you will need a manager that will help you to sell. You will need an accountant that will help you to count the money. And by so doing, you are reducing. So if we take 500 per year, we are reducing the unemployment in that way. Then let us move away from agriculture. Let us come into ICT.
Yes, quickly, please. Concluding. Quickly, please.
Hello?
Quickly, please. We'll soon be concluding. So I can go to the other questions.
Okay. So when we come to ICT, we are going to bring in young-minded Nigerians that are into ICT, who can easily teach people how to create app, how to do some all this graphic design. There are so many of these things going around. Is it coding we want to talk about? The C+ we want to talk about? So all these things, easily these people can access it if we provide the enabling environment, and it will reduce unemployment drastically.
All right. You're also a problem member, and you know, this set of questions is going to be committed to us know your commitment to problem ideals and democratic principles, and generally democratic principles, definitely. So I'm going to ask you 2 questions. How do you plan to uphold and promote the democratic principles of problem, which is actually good governance, transparency of law, and accountability? That's very paramount. Then, after that, let's quickly go into elections itself and its practices. But let me hear your take on that.
Well, we are trying in our local government. we have established them, and as a matter of fact, before June, we are supposed to form our football team. And already one thing about my let me talk about my local government. Basically, we are more obedient. Let me say in Ondo State, we are more obedient because we have a lot of people abroad. So most of them will tell them, be obedient. So, but we are working on that. Then actually we are supposed to go and meet with the governor before the election. We're supposed to have gone before the election. As in, I'm talking about Cobden State, because we wanted to go and pay him 40 visits. Because actually we have not been able to see him before the election. And after the election, due to the festive period, we've not been able to. So that to let him know that we have watchdogs, let me just put it that way, that are watching and waiting for him to fulfill his promises. Because we are not just a political wing, we have the wing that watches and criticize when they see things going wrong. And that is what we are telling our people. The last time we had a meeting with that should be last week, Sunday, we reiterated our commitment as Cobden, that what we stand for, this is what we stand for, and this is who we are.
Okay, sorry. Let's just really continue. Let's go to elections, handling exam malpractices, and we're not having perfect elections. But let me ask this: how will you address the issue of electoral malpractice and ensure a free and credible election in your constituency? And let me also say this. I need to add this quickly because of time. In the face of political pressure, how will you remain committed to ethical leadership, good governance, and to your party, and even Cobden itself? Because we've also had situation whereby people came into people who were supported for what they were vying for, and at the end of the day, they shifted maybe to another party or to another ideology, claiming that they are no longer here. But then you see it happening. How will you remain committed? How will you remain steadfast in the face of political pressure, committed to your ethical leadership and governance? So, and also talk about electoral malpractice and how you handle it quickly.
Well, we are Nigerians, and one of the things that Nigerians are good at is we behave very well under pressure. When we, for example, the issue of changing the naira, I think every one of us will comply. So we work well under pressure. We Nigerians are known to be people that can endure hardness anytime and even hardship, and that is why this government is taking us for a ride. So I think under pressure, I don't see if our people can stand on their feet. I don't think pressure should be a problem. Nobody will put a gun to your head if you stand for what is right. One thing I know about Nigerians is that when they discover that you will not take no for an answer, they will not even want to come near you. People will want to stay clear once they discover this person. When Gani Fahimi of great memory was alive, nobody will want to go to Gani and say they want to bribe. No matter Gani was jailed, was sent during the time of Babangida, was sent to jail. But he came out and till he died, he was standing on the truth. So if we stand on the truth, I don't see any pressure that will make us to shift from good governance. It is bad governance that has led us this far. So there is nothing that should stop us from standing for what is right. And I don't believe people cannot kill you for standing for what is right. Yes, they may threaten brimstone and fire, but nobody is going to put a gun to your head for standing for what is right. And so under pressure, we are going to do what is right this time. The people that we worked with the last time that made things go howry was because we were not at the hands of our affair. For example, when they were at the collation center, some of us could not enter. They only allow people that have agent tag to enter. I didn't have an agent tag. I couldn't enter. If I had entered, there are so many things I would not have allowed. So that is number one. Concerning electoral malpractices, I think one of the things we can do is when we get people that are in the society that have integrity. For example, the imams in the mosque, if they happen to be a polling unit agent, they are not going to allow electoral malpractice. There are so many areas in my constituency in this last election that people decided to watch and say, no, we don't want this, we don't want that. So if we have pastors, imams, people in the society that have good character, and we have them as agents, because when we want to talk about electoral malpractices, it's not going to be done by one person. If I alone is standing, but if I have like 20, 40 people who are COPDEM members around me, and that is what we are working on. We are working on our ambassadors as we speak. We are working on people that have integrity. We are not just working on any other person. We want people that have integrity, people that have something to do. And that is why I said some of us that are young, that are obedient, most of us, we are young. Because we are young, we have so much to do. If we decide to allow somebody to give us 20,000 naira now, if I had collected 20,000 naira, I will not be able to come out again because people will say you collected money the other time. So, but we want people who are honest, who have integrity, and those are the people we are working on. So if we have those ones at the polling unit, electoral malpractices will be reduced. And even with the way things are going, nobody can rig election. They can go and change results in the room, but they cannot come and carry the ballot box and run again because there will be cameras everywhere. So people, what the highest they can do now is to induce people. And when they want to induce, they are not going to do it openly. They are going to go to a corner. So easily, that is the only challenge we will have. But that somebody will now come and part away the ballot box is not going to happen because a lot of people,
what about political
it's just because the election has not.
All right, what about political pressure? Are we sure that what about political pressure? Will you be the kind of position that will be always true to your ideology and will never become?
Well,
this guy is before with this.
I think the campaign is one of the things that we politicians are fond of doing. But you see, the only thing that will make us to become will be if we discover that what we want here, we are not getting it, which is honesty. I don't see anything that will make me to come from my party to opposition party because of prayer. Because the party you are going to, what are you going there to? That's the question. That's number one. Number two is going to another party. What is the ideology? COPDEM as an organization, we believe in a better Nigeria. We want a society where anybody, the son of anybody, can become somebody. Where someone like me can decide to contest for an election and win. Why do I think I can win? Because I know people want a change and they are looking for people that have integrity. They are looking for people that are honest. They are looking for people that are fair, that believe in equity. Now, when we talk about all these parties, let us talk about the ideology of the other parties. We are seeing already what is happening already today. A state of emergency was declared yesterday. Why? Because somebody believes somebody is not following his order. Is that order the ideology of the party? We are supposed to, when we talk about a party is a group of people coming together with the same ideology. believing in the same goal. So that is why we are here today. I have been in Labour Party for years during the time of Mimiko. We have, our goal is a better Nigeria. And once that one is the goal, we are not going anywhere unless otherwise stated. So if that should change, but what we are seeing now, I don't see any party that will come and give us something better. Is it not the same people that will come and convince us to come and join them to do what they are doing?
All right.
I think they know.
All right. Sorry to cut you there. I think I had a little glitch too. So quickly, please. What is your campaign strategy and how do you plan to engage voters at the grassroots level? For our final question, what is your campaign strategy? How do you intend to engage voters at the grassroots level? How do you plan to mobilize and unite problem members in your constituency also for a strong electoral victory? Quickly, please. For our last question.
One, we are trying to engage them. One, through introducing football. Actually, other states have been doing it anyway before now. Number one. Number two, we are going to be starting our medical outreach. Actually, we still need help on that. We need to meet with people who can help us, because we discover a lot of people are having medical issues that they cannot address. They don't have the money to go to the hospital. So then that is number two. Number three, we are doing the Catch Them Young, going from church to church. We go from church to church to encourage people to get voters card. We get the numbers of people who have not gotten voters card. Then those are the people who had to help them from there, because actually we are adding people to help them before any other thing, because that is the most important. And the kind of people we want to bring in are basically youth. People between the ages of 18 to 35. Those are the people we are bringing in to cook them, because these are the people that we need. We need their, we don't have all the ideas. So they are the ones that know how to enter to their houses and talk to their friends. So we go from church to church to encourage them to come and register to cook them. From there, we encourage them, or very soon, a voters registration will start. So we are going to be going to their from polling unit to polling unit after we finish with church, get their address. Once we know where they are living, get their contact. Those are the people we call them, the ones that are not registered, we'll bring them down to the registration center and register them. That is for voters card. But as we are registering them, we are getting their information and adding them to vote. So that is one of the ways we are going about our registration. Then medical outreach, go to the villages, register people, bring them in. Because most of our villages, we have non-indigents who are just coming in. So we have a lot of people to bring into them. So these are the people, by so doing, by the time we are going to start our campaigning, we are going to start from the grassroots, because actually these are the people that really need our.
All right. All right. On the final notes, final question. If elected, what legacy do you hope to leave behind after your tenure in the House of Representatives?
Well, the legacy I want to leave behind is that do not tell a Nigerian youth that something cannot be done.
Like you said before.
Integrity, fairness, equity, and honesty. Those are my legacy that I want to leave behind.
All right. Thank you. Let me formally thank you for joining this this interview. It has been an interesting one. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking to Honorable BIDEMI Olaleko AKINWOMIJU from Ile-Oluji Okigbo government area. He's running for the seat of the House of Representatives, and he's also a former candidate of the House of Assembly under the same Ile-Oluji Okigbo constituency under the Labour Party in the last 2023 election. Honorable AKINWOMIJU, thank you for joining us. Hope to also have you next time, hopefully. Yeah, from me here, viewers, I want to also thank you for joining us. Please join us tomorrow by 10 when we'll be talking to more future leaders. Thank you and God bless.
Yeah, thank you.